Welcome to the video on government budget analysis for national accounts. Before proceeding further, we should understand the objective of this exercise, why are we doing the budget analysis of government transactions, and what are the topics which we will be covering in this video. So in a country like India, where the government plays a predominant role in all spheres of the economy, it is important to analyze the government transactions for national accounts. So the government sector in itself is enough to justify the analysis of its transaction. This budget analysis exercise helps to know the contribution of the government sector in total economy. For a better understanding of the budget analysis process, we have divided this exercise into two parts. In part 1, we are going to look at what comprises general government and what are its functions, budget basics, an Indian system of accounting, budget documents required for budget analysis, and difference between administration and departmental enterprises of government. Part 1 will be helpful to have a basic understanding of the government transactions and also helps to know that how to use this data for budget analysis, whereas in the second part we'll be covering the topics related to economic and purpose classification and various accounts generated for general government sector. India follows the United Nations system of national accounts for concept, definitions and method. So the definitions of economic terms used in this video are as per System of National Accounts 2008. General government is one of the 5 institutional sectors identified by SNA. The remaining 4 are financial corporations, non-financial corporations, households, and non-profit institutions serving households. These 5 together makes the total economy, and the whole of each institutional unit is classified to one of these sectors. While compiling the national account statistics, the institutional units are also grouped into 2 sectors. First one is public sector and second is private sector. This decision tree shows the relationship of public sector and private sector with the other institutional sectors as explained in the previous slide. The general government comes under the public sector. The general government sector comprises of all units of central government, state government, local government and all non-market NPIs which are controlled by government. The fourth subsector is Social Security Funds, which qualifies as a separate institutional unit from the center, state and local government when the social security schemes controlled by the government are separately organized from other activities of government unit and hold its assets and liabilities separately from the government. Depending upon the size or importance of the social security funds within a country and the way in which they are managed, the subsectoring of general government sector is done accordingly. The services provided by government can be classified as general administrative services, which covers the activities of organs of state, collective services like defense, police, jail, etc., individual services like health, education, etc. After knowing the composition of general government and its functions, we should know how the various government transactions are recorded. So for this, the Constitution of India provides the manner in which the accounts of the Indian government have to be kept. Government accounts in India has 3 parts, and Article 266 and 267 provide this provision for creation of consolidated fund, contingency fund and public account. All revenue received, all loans raised and all money received by the government in repayment of loans are credited to consolidated fund. Expenditure of the government are incurred from this fund. Money can be withdrawn from this fund only if appropriated by the parliament. Coming to second type of fund, the contingency fund, which is constituted under Article 267 of Indian Constitution, enables the government to meet unforeseen expenditure which cannot wait approval of parliament. Any expenditure incurred from this fund requires a subsequent approval from the parliament, and the amount withdrawn is returned to this fund from consolidated fund. The third account, the public account, is constituted under clause 2 of Article 266 of the Constitution. All the other public money received by or on behalf of the government are credited to this fund. Examples are small saving, provident fund, etc. Here the government acts as a banker or trustee. The flowchart shows the composition of the consolidated fund of state. The consolidated fund comprises of 2 sections, revenue section and capital section. These are then further categorized under receipts and expenditure. The revenue receipt section is further divided into 3 sectors: tax revenue, non-tax revenue and grants from the union budget, which are further divided into subsectors. The revenue expenditure is divided into 4 sectors, which are general services, social services, economic services and grant in aid and contribution. The capital expenditure section is divided into 8 sectors like general services, social services, etc. The documents in which the government transactions are recorded and which we are using for budget analysis includes annual financial statement, detailed demand for grants, receipt budget, finance accounts and expenditure budget. Annual financial statement is a statement which shows the estimated receipts and expenditure of government in respect of every financial year. Article 112 of Indian Constitution provides the provision to prepare this statement. Detailed demand for grants is a document in which estimates of expenditure from the consolidated fund included in the annual financial statement and required to be voted by the parliament are submitted. It is prepared in pursuance of Article 113 of the Constitution. Generally, one demand for grants is presented in respect of each ministry or department. However, more than one demand may be presented for a ministry or department depending on the nature of the expenditure. Receipt budget gives analyzed estimates of receipts included in the AFS. The finance account is prepared after the completion of financial year by Controller General of Accounts. It shows the details of receipts and expenditure for all the three funds. Expenditure budget compiles the information of all government expenditure in a financial year. It compiles this information ministry-wise as well as department-wise. For budget analysis, items in budget are tabulated for 3 years, actual, revised estimate and budget estimate. Along with the detailed statement of the transactions for the year for which budget is presented, it also comprises data of actual budget statement of previous year and revised estimate of current year. So the budget includes transaction statement for 3 years, budget estimate of the next year, revised estimate for the current year and actual figures for the previous year. For example, if budget is presented for the year 2021, then it will have actual data of entire year of 18-19, the revised estimates of 19-20 and the budget estimates of year 2021. The figures corresponding to these 3 years are used for budget analysis. The sectors and subsectors of government accounts, as explained in the previous sections, are subdivided into major head of accounts. This classification of government transaction into major heads is in place since 1st April 1987. This 6-tier classification of government transaction has major head, sub-major head, minor head, sub-head, detailed head and object head. Together, this will give a 15-digit code to understand the details of the government transactions. This functional classification is applicable for both receipts as well as expenditure. The major head, which is a 4-digit code, represents the major function of the government at the first level, and an object head with 2 digits of code represents the type and object of the transaction at the last level. The intermediate level represents subfunction, programs, schemes and subschemes. This is a part of the detailed demand for grants of Ministry of Food Processing Industries for the year 2021, which we are using here to understand the coding pattern of budget heads. Here, food storage and warehouse with major head 2408 represents the major function of the government. Food with sub-major head 01 represents the sub-function of the government. Food processing with minor head 103 represents the program of the government. National Mission on Food Processing Sampada with sub-head 16 represents the scheme of ministry or government. With detailed head 01 and heading scheme for mega food parks represents the sub-scheme of the government, and 20, 26, 28 and 31 are the object head representing the type and object of expenditure, which are other administrative expenses, advertising and publicity, professional services and grants in aid respectively. There are some specific patterns followed in the major head of accounts. Understanding of these patterns will be helpful to relate the government transactions booked against a major head with sectors and subsectors of accounts like receipt, expenditure, loans, etc. The main unit of classification in accounts is the major head. The first digit of major head signifies whether the major head is a revenue receipt head or revenue expenditure head, capital expenditure head or loan head. The first digit of code for revenue receipt head is either 0 or 1, or we can say if the first digit of a major head is 0 or 1, then it is a revenue receipt head. For revenue expenditure, it is 2 or 3. For capital receipt, the major head is 4000. For capital expenditure, the first digit is 4 or 5. For loan and advances, it is either 6 or 7. Major head for contingency fund is 8000. For public account, the codes are from 8001 to 8797. Major head of cash balance is 8999. Figures in the bracket against each section gives the range of code numbers under the scheme of codification. A specific pattern in the budget accounting system is followed for corresponding revenue receipt head, current expenditure head and capital head of a particular activity. Adding 2 to the first digit of the revenue receipt head will give the code of corresponding revenue expenditure head. Adding another 2 or 2 to the revenue expenditure head gives the corresponding capital expenditure head. Adding another 2 will give the corresponding loan head of the account. For example, for stationery and printing, receipt head is 0058. Adding 2 to the first digit gives the number 2058, which is the corresponding revenue expenditure head of stationery and printing. Adding 2 into revenue expenditure head will give the corresponding capital expenditure head for stationery and printing. Similarly, the revenue receipt, revenue expenditure and capital expenditure head for civil aviation are 1053, 3053 and 5053 respectively. Based on the guidelines given in the SNA and also as per the organizational structure of the activities existing in our country, the government sector is classified into administrative department and departmental enterprises. Administrative department comprises government departments or organizations of the state and the local authorities whose function is to produce and provide public goods and services for the community which cannot be conveniently or economically provided by the market. General government sector comprises administration part only. Departmental enterprises, also referred to as departmental commercial undertakings, are unincorporated enterprises owned, controlled, and run directly by public authorities. These enterprises normally do not hold or manage financial assets and liabilities apart from their working balances and business accounts payables and receivables. These are included in public financial and non-financial institutions on the basis of their activity. Budget comprises data of administrative department as well as of departmental enterprises, so a careful examination is required to be done before categorizing the government activities under administrative department and departmental enterprises. The criteria to distinguish enterprises and administrative activity is the engagement in market production. These are some of the activities which are classified as departmental enterprises. The figures against each activity represent the corresponding revenue expenditure measurehead. Some of the examples of central government DCUs are Delhi Milk Scheme and Forestry under Ministry of Agriculture, Fuel Fabrication Facilities, Fuel Inventory, Heavy Water Pool Management under Department of Atomic Energy, Postal Services under Ministry of Communication, Ordnance Factories under Ministry of Defence, Currency Notes Press, Bank Note Press, Security Paper Mill, India Security Press, Security Printing Press, OPM and Alkaloid Factories under Ministry of Finance, Lighthouses and Lightships under Ministry of Shipping, Indian Railways under Ministry of Railways, etc. In this video, we have discussed the role of general government in national accounts and what are its functions, budget documents required for budget analysis, Indian accounting system, how we are recording the government transactions into various budget documents and how to read the data from these documents, difference between administrative departments and departmental enterprises, and major heads related to departmental enterprises. In the upcoming videos, we'll be covering the data entry from the budget documents along with the assignment of economic and purpose code to each budget entry and various accounts compiled from this data for general government sector. Thank you.